Hidden Object Guru here with a speedrun guide for how to beat Mission 6 of I Expect You to Die 3, the one with the volcano. Alright, as usual, I'm going to tell you the steps. You're going to see me do them, then I'll pause and we'll do the next step. What's interesting here at the start is there's a whole bunch you can pre-do at the start of this mission. You want to get your liquid nitrogen ready to freeze the gears. You want to get the ingots and the pieces of the key ready, just all of the molds you're going to use. So grab all of those and try and hover them to your right so they're ready to drop right down at the mold. Also, be sure to grab the butane tank and the mask for later when you're going to be doing your welding.
Somehow we need to stop Zor from destabilizing all of that kinesium, and we want to stay unnoticed for as long as possible.
A bit late for that, and it seems Prism didn't die in the test run.
Lasers never even get a chance to start, and this is a trophy. Nice. So, the minute the lasers die, you can start moving the bucket. So what you want to do is fill up the bucket on the right twice. Then it's going to be overflowed. You're going to need to dump out one segment of lava. So what you do is, when it's time to dump out the segment of lava after you've made the second deposit, move your bucket down in front of the outflow valve and dump then. So you're going to have a single unit of lava in the bucket, which you then put in the left one, keeping you from having to dump anything out of that bucket, or reactor.
Nice one. We should focus on finding world treasures.
They're destabilizers, obviously. I thought I told you I never wanted to see you anymore.
That was me trying to see if I could open the forge early. You can't.
This facility is built to withstand kinesium explosions.
I may not know much, but I know that generator has too much lava energy.
I actually moved a little too early that time, but I managed to cheat it back in place. So, the minute you dump this, you can press the forward button to start moving forward, except it actually causes you to eject the broken gear. But that unlocks the forge, which is what you need to do. So immediately make the gear, so that's just the two pieces, and take the third piece out. And then put in the broken gear, one of the ingots to make the gear. Don't forget to pull the forge activation lever. Instead of using liquid nitrogen, which I've already thrown out by this point, if you've seen, to cool off the gear, what you want to do is, only after you've started making the gear, do you start replacing the smaller gears inside the gearbox. That way, by the time you've done that, your gear is cooled off and you're ready to get back in action.
Power restored. I guess there's a reason you're here after all, Phoenix.
As compliments go, I would take it.
And yes, that was me forgetting to start the forge.
I'm working on getting all agents as far from that volcano as possible, in case things go wrong.
Okay, so what I'm doing here is making sure with my left hand, while I was doing all the gear stuff, I was moving the bucket all the way down so I can pre-place it for when it's time to save her from the lava.
Keep working with Dr. Prism to make sure they don't.
All right, so the second you start moving forward, start making the Zor key. So that is two pieces of the Z and a handle going in the other direction.
You really want to die here, huh?
All right, you're not going to need the Zor key for a while, so again, it has plenty of time to cool on its own. So the minute you've got it activated, put on the mask and grab your butane torch.
At least make yourself useful. Let's take these destabilizers off.
Mask, torch.
I'll do these two. You work on the one in front of you.
I keep forgetting to work the forge.
That sounds better than destroying the entire facility. That's progress. Let's find a way to get inside of that destabilizer.
All right, now just pick up the Zor key and turn it one move to the right, which brings the arrow to the left, which is where it needs to be. Okay, as you can see, this is all going really well.
And taking a page from you, Phoenix. They won't.
Now we have to wait. Now, what doing here early is I'm making the wrench she's going to need a lot later. Or you can also use the screwdriver to melt down and make a wrench. A good way to get the trophy at the same time is to make the wrench the gear with a handle on it. If you'll notice, the gear has a spot at the bottom where you can add a handle. So you can just put a handle on the gear and it will work perfectly.
The creator and your creation working together to break my destabilizers. But there's more than one way to fix
See?
it.
Ah, use the broken gear. So she's falling. And we were already there to rescue her. And so there's nothing you can do here but save her. You can't pre-do any other action at this point. And she saved. Seriously, she saved by the time he says you have to do something.
Why did you say
Now I'm just screwing
Saving me
around
makes
with
no
pieces
sense.
because, you
My
know,
robots would never do that. I programmed them to
literally nothing I can do.
I programmed them to follow orders no matter what.
Just making a bunch of nonsense. That's right, I had a backup wrench in case the gear wrench didn't work. I wasn't 100% sure the gear wrench would work, so I made a backup wrench just to be safe. You don't have to do this. The gear wrench works.
Thank you.
Okay.
If we're doing this together, let's do it right. Zora's going to destabilize the Kinesium.
She's going to ask you now to transfer all of the fuel into one of the 3 tanks. You can't pre-do this because it is random which of the 3 tanks she's going to send it to. So, like, if you knew it's always going to be 3, always going to be 1, you could do it now, but it is random.
I can't stop a volcano eruption, but I think we can protect that Kinesium. To start that process, I'm heading to the main deck, and I need you to divert all of the lava in those generators in your cabin. Oh, good. You're already on top of it. I'm bringing up a location parameters panel in your cabin.
Now the most fun part of the game.
Cabin override initiated. You have control of your system. Move toward the Kinesium.
Just follow our instructions and move forward. Now just hit the buttons, move the levers. Every time you flip a switch next to a red, it goes off. Every time you move a lever next to a red, turn it down next to a red. There's nothing I can help you with here. You just have to do it as quickly as possible. I think it's a set number of red lights you turn off before it ends, but I haven't tested it. Just do it as fast as you possibly can.
Put these stabilizers in place while I fix them. You know, since we broke them earlier.
Yeah.
If you see a red light, take care of it.
Once you've done the first wave, she's going to tell you to split the energy, like the fuel, between one tank and another, and literally just look at the bars and when it's around half, when they have the same rough number in there,
Same old Reginald.
just send it
I
over.
have to admit, your Phoenix is pretty impressive.
Stop sending it over, obviously, is what I meant there.
Pick up the pace, Phoenix. I have another job for you as soon as you get rid of those red lights.
Wow, this is taking me way too long. Maybe I should be using 2 hands. Well, sometimes I do.
I'll take over parameters work.
All right, now.
I'm throwing you a bolt. I need a
Oh, the
wrench
bolt
that
is
hits that
first. Sorry.
exact bolt.
Ta-da!
You call this a
I don't know if
wrench?
this is faster.
Well,
It's possible that it saves you like a second if you give her the regular one. I don't
You're
know.
doing great, Phoenix. But I'm kind of
All right.
winging it
It's
from
after
here on
this
in.
phase, or really during this phase, she'll ask you to switch the power over.
Okay, split the lava evenly between generators ZO2 and ZO3.
Oh my god. So yeah, if it's ZO2 or ZO3, the trick is, so if you're 1 and she wants in the other 2, you have to put all of it into one of the 2 and then split the 2. It takes an annoying amount of time. And yeah, don't forget to hit the lights with the other hand while you're doing it.
Yes!
Perfect.
That's it! Keep it
Next,
set.
she's going to ask you to split between all 3, and that just means sending it back to the now empty one and putting the fuel out, holding the lever down until they all have like 2 bars in them. You should not have to fiddle with it. At this point, the game's basically on autopilot. There's no real way to screw up after this point.
Reconfiguration successful. Opening destabilizer system access panel.
It's working! It's working!
Lower control panel access required.
It is no longer working. Okay, we fixed what we broke, but how do we make source?
No matter how many times I've tried to catch her, the shield generator when she throws it at me,
I have an
like
idea.
her shield generator, the
We
one
can
she built,
create a shield.
I
Not around
can't
us,
do it.
But around the kinesium. I'm throwing you the shield generator from
I just have to pick it up off the ground.
I've made some
See?
modifications.
Every time I've been here, I've tried to catch it. Never worked.
I may not know what we
That's me spamming the down button so it gets it the second it gets there. There's 2 door stages, so you can open one while in motion, but yeah,
in this.
it will take a second to open up the second.
The signal is successfully interfacing with source machine.
As you can see, I pre-switched it to 3 because she always makes you, at least every time I've done it, she has told me to switch everything even.
Now that these stabilizers need to adapt to the new input.
How the hell did I miss that one? All 3. As you can see, it's actually very easy. Like, it takes 1 second to do if you've preloaded the thing. How did I not notice that light in the bottom left? It's so embarrassing. Like this whole time, it's just been sitting there on.
Large override lever on my signal.
There we go.
On my mark.
First time I did this, I pushed it early, and we died.
Now, pull the lever.
And now the game's done. Like, there's literally nothing else to do.
Get out of there.
Cabin controls unlocked. Kinesium explosion image.
Head up.
I'm getting the cabin out of there.
Put the shields in place. In case you haven't done this before and you're watching this as a guide, use your telekinesis on the kinesium to pull them into place.
All 3 need to be tight around the kinesium.
And
How are you doing
just
it?
keep it held down until it's game over.
I've never seen telekinesis this powerful.
Normally at the end of these, I play an uninterrupted with no pausing version of this. So you can see how it plays. But I'm not going to do that this time because this level is already ungodly long. And honestly, I didn't pause for most of it because there's so much downtime when you have to listen to them talk. Still, really impressive finale. I love this level design. And come on, that just looks fantastic, doesn't it? No idea why I paused it. Oh, because I want to see if I could skip the ending to save time. You can't. You can skip the credits, but you can't skip the ending. Oh.
Even I say there was nothing left of the agency worth saving. I would know. Is it?
Oh, the nefarious Dr. Zor. Are you the best? That's me trying to pause it again. Didn't work.
I can get there if I can just... Phoenix! No!
If only she had one of those flying robots. After you fully wake up here, you'll be able to pause and skip the end credits.
Ah, there you
Watch
are.
them the first time, though. Okay, so as you can see, we beat it with plenty of time to spare. Full 41 seconds early. So, no matter how sloppy you are, I think if you use this method, you basically won't be able to fail. Anyway, I've been the Hidden Object Guru. Hope this video helped. If you have any questions, drop in the comment section below the video. Check the playlist for speedrun guides for, at the time of recording, every level except for hot water, which I'm going to go do now. All right, see you back here for more. I expect you to die, but until then, I'll say that's right. Au revoir.